morning, YouTube. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. So I just woke up this morning, had my cup of coffee, went outside and fed Blackie, the half feral cat, and gave her some lovies and love it on booger. And found out while I was asleep, Chantal had herself a little hissy fit. Oh my goodness, look, I don't know what's going on over there, but she has been just mean and nasty and going off and raging. I wonder what the problem could be. Could it be the diagnosis she got at the doctor's office? Could it be the fact that Salah is not giving her all the junk food she wants? I don't know. But she's not in a happy mood, that's for doggone sure. She got on her community post and she did a series of posts and just raging at Yaba. And, Chantal, what I tell you, if you don't like it, don't look. If you hear it and it's not nice, don't listen. I mean, it's just common sense, but I guess you don't have any. You don't have common sense. That if you know someone is saying something about you, that they're going to say something not nice about you, maybe don't be around that person. Don't pay attention. Just stay away from it and don't make yourself aggravated. But you keep aggravating yourself. And if y'all want to know the truth, I think it's because Chantal wants to be aggravated. She really, really needs that attention. And she's not getting any attention from Salah. Her whole world is YouTube. So she wants to make sure the attention stays on her. Now, I have heard around the block that there is somebody new that a lot of people are watching. Her name was Miriam Mukbang, and she changed her name. And she acts a lot like Chantal. I'm not quite sure if she's a troll or just parroting her or something, but a lot of people have been watching her content. I don't know if it's a fan or somebody making fun of her. I haven't looked at her stuff, but a lot of people are watching her, and maybe that's making Chantal nervous. The fact that she is someone that can be easily replaced. I told you, Chantal, you have the bar set really, 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 really low for what you do. And if anybody comes along that's even slightly entertaining and their bar is a little bit higher, they're going to win. And as much as you hate the reaction channels, Chantal, you got to know the power of all the reaction channels. That if we find someone that's more entertaining than you, if they're a small channel, and then we catch wind of them, how their channel will grow. They might start out with a couple hundred subscribers, and the next thing you know, they got 2,000, 3,000 subscribers literally within a week. And people are covering them every day. And that's just how it goes. So you hate the reactors, you hate Girl World, but I've seen it more than once, Chantal. I have. How once all of us catch wind of somebody, and then the rest of us hear about that person. We start covering them. The channel grows. They get monetized. It's just that quick. And you're scared to death of the reactors finding somebody else to get into. Although you're not doing what you could do. And understand that your content is boring. And do something about it. Either by taking us around places in Kuwait or doing something new. You don't want to do anything new. You're counting on the fact that once upon a time, everybody was watching you and Amberlyn Reed. Everybody was covering the two of you, going back and forth between the two of you. Then Amberlyn Reed got too boring. A lot of people started watching her. She got so desperate for attention, she started reacting to herself. You took the crown from Amber with all of your nonsense with Natter, but now you've drifted to a place where you're boring. You're counting on your past glory and the name Foodie Beauty to keep people watching you, and it's just not happening anymore. What is there to talk about? Your bad health? How many times have we talked about that? How many times have you talked about that? Too much. The subject is run into the ground, girl. It is run into the ground. I don't know if you're mad at Salah. I don't know if you're mad at yourself. Maybe you're mad at a little bit of both. Maybe you're mad at Girl World for reacting to other people, for having the opinions that we do. But madam, what are we supposed to say about a woman like yourself that you use the YouTube platform incorrectly? You're abusing the platform to basically crowdfund all of your addictions. What are we supposed to say? What would you say if you were in our position? You have several addictions. The top two are attention and food. And your addictions are so out of control that you need actual help to keep them going. Your habits are so large that a normal wage would not cover it. Last time I checked with you back in Canada, you said your food habit, you were spending like $4,000 a month on food. That's insane, woman. You were one person. You don't have a family of 12. And you're spending $4,000, $5,000 a month on food. I can't even imagine what your food bill is now. But that's how bad your habits are. You need YouTube and you need an audience to give you money. And you need those feedies to give you money to keep the food habit going. And you don't see a problem with that. It never occurred to you that maybe you should stop or slow it down. You want to keep going. And we're supposed to support that kind of thinking? No, you're a danger to yourself. And because you're doing self-harm content on YouTube, you're a danger to others. Because you are spreading misinformation about what's going on with you. Not correct. But in the meantime, Chantel, you're having little hissy fits about Yaba, reactors, FFG, whatever. Same old, same old. Nothing new here. Nothing to see here. But we're going to cover those community posts today, this morning. Hi, Booger. Hey, the Booger. Hey, come here. Come here. Hey, the baby. There's my baby. Hi. Hi. There's the baby girl. No, and there's the Booger in the sunspot. She's probably going to lay down in it in a few minutes. Hi, baby. Everybody likes to see you say hi. Come here. She's getting her lovies. Look at that wagging tail. Look at that. Look at the baby. Hi. Yes, I have my own version of the kitty cat baby voice. I think we all do. Uh-oh. You going to bite on me? You feeling spicy? Yep. Ow. Look. I'm not only the cat guardian, I am the cat chew toy. Look, this is the thanks I get. Ow. Bonehead. Ow. You don't love me. Ow. All right, I have to react. Can I react? Thank you. All right. So let's get into the stuff on Twitter, shall we? This video probably won't be very long. It's okay. It doesn't have to be long. I'm just keeping up with things so I don't fall behind. Who knows when Chantal's going to post 3 or 4 videos and then I will get behind. So let me just go ahead and make sure that I am where I need to be so that I don't mess up. Okay. Yes, we are. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Okay. And here we go. Perfect. All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter X and you want to follow me on Twitter X, it's Wow Girl Sarah. Let's start here with a post from Mo Translates. Hi, Mo. Mo says, girl, forgive me. I don't know how to speak French, and I'm just going to say that right here. I don't know how to speak proper French. Girl, it's quell surprise. She was just lecturing everyone on how French she is. So this is like the last, we're going to go kind of like backwards. This was the last post that Fraudy did regarding the post that she deleted. She said, I deleted my post. I know. Is it quell surprise? I have to really, really stop giving the degenerates of the internet my precious attention they so seek, and learn to be wiser and work in silence. The thing is, Chantel, you want our attention. You need our attention. Without Girl World, without the reactors, who else would give you attention? You're over there in Kuwait, all alone, except for Salah. Obviously, Salah's not giving you enough attention, although, knowing what I know about you, after watching you for so long, you're the kind of person that even if you were surrounded by a stadium of people, that would still be not enough attention. You need more. You need too much attention. And you really don't understand that people have lives. They've got things to do. There's other things in the world besides YouTube to focus on. You want our attention. You want to keep the attention on yourself. Your channel isn't doing so good. Your views are going down. Your money is going down. And that's the reason why you created your Cameo to do all the feedy stuff. You know, you want that extra money. YouTube just isn't doing it for you anymore. Not the way it used to. Girl, I remember back in the day when during the Natter era, Crackhead Olympics, you were getting hundreds of dollars a day in super chats, hate super chats. You counted on negative emotion and getting people so mad that they would send you the negative super chats just to kind of shout in your face. And you didn't care if you got a super chat because the person was happy with you or they were angry. You still made the money. Well, people pretty much figured out the game. Thank goodness. They figured out the game you were playing and they stopped sending the money. You don't get as many super chats these days. You know? And even though your money's gone down, you didn't go back to the table and say to yourself, maybe it's because my content is really, really boring. Maybe I should just go back home to Canada and get myself together, do some interesting content, get away from Salah. He's not bringing anything to my personal life. He's not bringing anything to my channel. He's just basically useless baggage. Maybe I should just do what I know I should do and go home and start cleaning house, in a sense. No, nope, you're insisting on just shoving the boring content down our throats. And hey, do what you will. It's your channel. But you're dealing with the consequences. And you're fighting against the truth of everything that's right there in your face. So she deleted all of her posts, did she? Well, that doesn't surprise me. I've noticed something as far as Chantel with her rage posting. Again, I'm picking up your patterns, Fraudy. When you get in a mood, when you get in a real mood, when you start doing the rage posting, you do a series of between 3 to 5. Yeah, I noticed that. You'll do like 3 or 5 posts and then you'll delete them all because you don't want to get in trouble. So it would seem your behavior last night while I was sleeping, you fell right into that pattern. You did like 3 of them and then you deleted them all. So we can't figure you out. You're unpredictable. Girl, I just clocked you on some of your behavior. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, we're going to do something wholesome, y'all, because Fraudy is not wholesome. From Fight with Memes, you can't get no more wholesome than this. Fight with Memes, Mr. Rogers wearing a Bob Ross t-shirt, chilling with Steve Irwin in front of a rainbow. That is such a beautiful picture. You know that just, they were both such positive people. And I grew up watching Mr. Rogers. And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And Bob Ross, I mean, you can't get no more wholesome than this picture. I'm sorry. I just, I love this picture. I love it. It's great. It's absolutely great. Good vibes, good times. Okay, Yup says, is this true, Foodie Beauty? Did you in fact go to a hospital in the UAE? This is from Moon Goddess Tarot. Moon Goddess Tarot left a comment saying that hospital in your thumbnail is in the UAE. Is that where you went? Yeah, I don't know for sure because I'm not over in the Middle East, but apparently Chantel went to a hospital far, far away. Why would she have to do that? Is it because her health problems are so bad she had to go to a specialist? And you don't want to go home, Chantal. Okay. All right, let me just look here. All right, this is from Miss Robinson. Cutie working hard to get another strike. Lady, if you lose your channel, Salah will abandon you with the camels and we won't know where to hold that celebration of life. So please, Chins, don't get ahead of yourself. We still want you around. This is one of the posts from Foodie. And Foodie, this is a big no-no. What you're doing right here in this post is a big no-no. She's signaling her beezers to go after Yaba. She's using her own audience as her own personal private army to gather up things on Yaba. And I don't understand that because Foodie has no life. She sits in her human hamster cage eating her food. She's got nothing but time on her hands. And yet she's lazy. She's mad at Yaba, but she's so lazy in her anger that as mad as she is at Yaba, she's not willing to put the work in herself to do things. She wants her beezers to do things for her, as evidenced by this community post. It says, if any of you want to help me and send me screenshots of Corey, aka Scaba, making tweets or talking about my funeral and death, etc., please email me and then give in the email address. Greatly appreciate it. These low-life scabs go too far. Who the F are these weirdos? Log the F off. Chantal, you're on Twitter. You're on TikTok. You're on YouTube. You got socks everywhere. You've got more socks than shoes, girl. You probably got 100 socks and you got one busted, dirty pair of Skechers. But you're everywhere. So since you got all these socks and all this time, why don't you take the screenshots? If you're angry at Yaba, that means you are angry at her, right? You are, not your audience. You are. You've got all that anger for Yaba. So if you're angry and you want something done, why don't you do it yourself? Stop treating your beezers like your personal servants and telling them to go do things for you. If you're mad about something, then you do something about it. But we know you won't because you're a coward. You don't like to do the dirty work yourself, madam. You like to stay at the back of the chessboard in the furthest square away from the center. And you send all the pawns forward to do your dirty work. That way, if any of them get any damage or get knocked off the board, it's not your problem. You like to play that wasn't me game. Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't take the screenshots. I didn't report anybody. Yeah, we know how you play. You have other people to do your dirty work because you're deathly afraid that if you do it, if something happens to your channel, well, then you're pretty much done for. Not in a physical sense, but the only thing keeping your world going is money. You need money for everything. You need money for keeping your addictions going. You need money to keep Salah around. That's all you got left is money. So you don't want to endanger your channel anymore by doing things yourself. So you have other people run around and do things for you. That's why you're signaling your beezers to send you stuff. That way you can say, oh, this stuff didn't come from me. I didn't do it. How about leave your audience out of it? It's not their fight. It's yours. And if you were the angry woman that you claim to be, then do something about your anger. But you won't. You're not going to take on Yaba, coward. All right, moving on. Fondu Pondu says about Salah, he exploits you for the money like a zoo animal on exhibition, and you call it love. Pathetic and desperate. Absolutely living the life you deserve. You know, let's be honest. Salah exploits her, true. But before Salah came along, she exploited herself. She exploited herself and anything she could think of to keep the shock and the drama going. Exploiting every topic, every illness, every weakness. Self-diagnosing herself, finding sicknesses to talk about. Oh, I'm a victim. I suffer from this. I suffer from that. Exploiting topics that really should not be monetized, like SA and DV. Even though, in my personal opinion, I don't think she's been through DV. That's just my opinion, though. Talking about the SA, that in my opinion never happened. Talking about depression, talking about all kinds of things. She exploits everything negative for the purpose of monetization. So before Salah, she was exploiting herself. Now she has a partner in crime to help her with the exploitation, to hold the camera and get those full body shots for the feedy people. Because they like to see this stuff. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Look. Like this shot right here. The gainers love this. They love it. You see that full body shot where she looks very, very swollen. Oh, they're all about that life. A picture like this would go into their personal fun collection of photos. Let's put it that way. You know, fun after dark. They would love this. Oh, and this one too, especially this one. This is going into the nighttime folder. Yep. Like the fact that she's not only big, but she's wearing tight clothing. About ready to pop out of that shirt. Oh, yeah. And this one, oh, what personal favorite of theirs. They love it. Now, I made mention of this before, but back in the day, there were the circuses, and they had the sideshow attractions. And one of the attractions might be a woman or a man of an extreme big size. Well, this is the modern day version of that. Meaning, Chantel's not a sideshow attraction. She wants to be the main attraction on YouTube. You know, like she turned herself into a sort of freak show. She's exploiting herself. And she wants to keep on exploiting herself and being shocking and being dramatic. And she doesn't want to turn her life around, and that's on her. But Chantel has a partner in crime to take all these body shots and to give her food so she can keep on being the sideshow attraction that's not on the side, it's center stage. Moving on. Seen it all from the farms. Let's look what the farms had to say, because they always got something to say. Okay, top picture. This is how Chantel sees herself. This is how Salah sees her. Yep. Chantal, I think you've been looking at yourself in the camera for so long. You honestly feel you look like the top picture, that that's the real you. But Salah doesn't see you in real life with the filters on, does he? He sees you as you really are. And believe me, the real you doesn't look anything like the top you. It just doesn't, and it never will. It can't. You keep insisting. You keep insisting. Okay. One moment here, please. Okay, just checking something real quick. Just checking something. All right, going back to Twitter. So they just had to check something out. Let me just get out of here. Yeah, the delusion is real with this one. From Julie saying, also, stop talking about the kids. Keep it between the people involved. I agree. The adults who are choosing to participate in this internet beef. I'm totally on board with you, Jolie. Why bring the kids into it? They know nothing about it. They're not involved. Chantal loves to bring families into it, people that are not involved, especially the little ones. The kids have nothing to say and they're not going to say anything. Why go for them? But Chantal, she goes low. She'll attack somebody's kids. She'll bring in somebody's kids. It's well known that Chantal, not only does she hate women, but for some reason she really hates women who happen to be mothers. She goes for them. I don't know why she has that special hatred for mothers. Maybe, and I'm not being mean saying this is just a thought. Maybe it's because she herself, due to her hysterectomy, she can't have kids. Although, in my opinion, I think it's good that she can't have kids just because, hold on a second, don't get ahead of me. Chantal did a stream once, and she actually said that if she had the ability to have children, that she would use that ability of reproduction to essentially baby trap a man. And that's just horrible to have a child for that reason. But that's what she would use her reproductive system for. But she lost that ability. She had a hysterectomy. So I don't know. Ever since then, she's just had a special hatred for anyone who's a mother, single mother or not. So let's look at the posts from Kelly. All right. There's a lot to go over here. It's going to take a minute. So Foodie Beauty saying, also, Corey, I'll be contacting the police to show them all of this. This is disgusting harassment, continually talking about my blank, about her unaliving. Yaba is on her channel, speaking her mind, speaking her thoughts. Chantal, it's called free speech. Free speech. She's saying her words freely and for free. And you keep wandering over there and getting aggravated for free. At the same time, you could also choose to not go over there and make yourself aggravated. If you don't like what Yaba says about you, why do you keep going back to her channel and watching? What you're doing is the equivalent of somebody who knows that a stove is going to be hot because it's turned on high. You know it's going to be hot, and then if you touch the burner, you're going to burn yourself, and yet you deliberately walk up to the stove and take your hand and put it on the stove and burn yourself. That's what you're doing. And then you want sympathy for burning yourself. You know, people like YouTube Underground, FFG, everybody, we're not going to say nice things about you. Yet you lurk on our channels and you listen. For what reason, I do not know. Because you got that self-loathing and self-hate, and you got to get it out of your system. You got to take it out on somebody. And the reactor's not kissing your butt and being part of your hug box and supporting your bad habits. We're the perfect target. What doesn't eliminate all your problems, but you're saying you're going to contact the police. That's laughable. Who are you going to call? What police are you going to call? You're not even in the Western world anymore. You're over in Kuwait. You're determined to live in Kuwait. The police are going to look at you like you're crazy. That you're in another country complaining about harassment when Yaba's not even over there. Okay, moving on. She says, a good mother, human scab, doesn't spend all of her time obsessing on me. Reacting is not obsessing, but okay, Chantal, you are the worst excuse of a human and completely immoral, and this post proves it. How can you be a good mother and responsible for shaping the morals of young children when they hear you raging and fat shaming and wishing death on others? Okay, let's just stop there for a minute. Let's just stop there. Let's go with, how can you be a good mother and responsible for shaping the morals of young children? Chantal, let me point this out to you. Look at your channel, mama. You're on YouTube doing fetish content, biatch. You shouldn't be doing fetish content on YouTube. You should take that to OnlyHands or Patreon or something, because that's really where it belongs. But you decided you did not like the competition on sites like OnlyHands. And if you put your content on, say, Patreon, you would have to actively advertise yourself being on those platforms. You were lazy. You're like, I'm going to go to a platform with the most amount of eyes. I'm going to make an account and people can just see me for free. And then I can attract the feedy people and then pull some of them around the block and make some side hustle money that way. But you come on YouTube, and in the past, you've done way too many edibles, gotten high, driven high, the cursing, giggling over hurting animals, neglecting animals, picking your nose, farting, coming on camera dressed in lingerie. And you're talking about to Yaba about the morals and values of children when you're on a platform and you don't age restrict your stuff. Do you see where I'm coming from? Do you see how it's wrong for you to preach to other people about the morals and values of children when you do the content that you do? Oh, and they hear you raging and fat shaming. Isn't that what you do? Didn't you just recently try to fat shame Yaba? Someone who's super, super morbidly obese, trying to fat shame a woman who's smaller than herself? Also, I'm sure being taken care of by a wicked stepmother who has called them ugly doesn't help. How do you know what goes on in her household? Ooh, save up for some trauma therapy when they grow up. If my mom was doing this kind of crap online every day, I'd die of embarrassment. I rarely talk about Chantal's family because, leave the family out of it. But just my opinion. Look, I understand that some kids, they could have a good family and the family could do their absolute best and they could still grow up bad. I don't know if that's the case with Chantal, but I also suspect that her family did not try hard enough with the discipline and the structure, and they just kind of were hands off with Chantal, and she just grew up feral and wild, and she's been that way ever since. But Chantal's no one to talk about somebody else's parenting. I really don't get affected at the fact that people hope I blank a horrible death. That crap will come back to you tenfold. But for the record, I'm going to live a long life just to make you angry. You know what, Chantal? I said this in my last react. Yes, I did. I said to you, you are an angry person. You're defiant. If you wanted to use those two things intelligently, you could, rather than be stupid with them. If you want to use your anger and your defiance intelligently, you could turn those things into determination and do the things you need to get done. Because when you get determined about something, you'll make it happen. A person like yourself, that you'll drive across the border for a burger, just to get a burger, you could take that determination and make it work for you. You could say to yourself, I'm going to show these reaction channels, I'm going to start losing this weight for real. I'm going to show them that I can do it. They don't think I can do it. I'm going to do it just to make them mad. You know, use that defiance intelligently, but you don't. You always use it stupidly. You think that by eating a bunch of mukbangs that you're getting back at us? Girl, we're not being hurt. We're not gaining the weight. You are. You're doing the mukbangs to make us mad. We're not mad. You're making yourself mad, though. You don't like yourself, and you don't love yourself, and you don't take care of yourself. You're punishing your body for reasons unknown. You're putting it through so much agony when you don't have to. But doing right by your body could be a way to use your defiance and your anger intelligently, rather than be freaking stupid. And I never speak about what my mother wants. We are extremely close, right? And you don't know crap. That's projection, right, Corey? That's what you would do to your kids. To say a mother is happy about her daughter blanking is disgusting. Why? Because I have health issues. You know, this may sound cruel, but I said this in my react before. Due to Chantel's behavior, the way she's gone through life, hurting people, using people, abusing people, she's hurt everybody around her, her family, her friends, even her pets. There's not a single person alive that could come forward and bear witness and say, yes, I know Chantel, and she's a great person. She's kind, she's considerate. I was made better for knowing her. No person could say that. No animal could say that. Anything that's come near Chantel that has a heartbeat has suffered. You know, she's basically wrecked a path of destruction. And maybe I'm wrong here, but I think due to Chantel's behavior and the fact that she is so burdensome, she's so troublesome, and she's got so many issues that she is not looking to treat. If something were to happen to Chantel and she's no longer on this mortal coil, I think those that knew her, they would say maybe she found peace where she's at because she never had it here. They might breathe a sigh of relief that she's no longer a burden or a problem that they have to take care of. I've said it before also, Chantel. If something happened to you and you were no longer on this mortal coil, to the point where you're at your end and there's a funeral, who's going to come to your funeral? Who would stand and cry over you and say a eulogy and some final words? Nobody would show up because you've not affected anybody positively, and you never will. You're not looking to redeem yourself. You're going to stay on the path that you're on, but understand there's a price to pay for that. By being so selfish and narcissistic and self-destructive and self-loathing and self-hating, just grabbing at everybody else's energies and resources, there's a price to pay. You're not endearing yourself to anyone, not even your family. And no one's going to have a final caring parting word for you. If there's a funeral at some point, there's going to be no one in attendance. Nobody. No one. Going on, saying, why? Because I have health issues. LMAO, grow up and go read, your daft bunch of zombie idiots. Last time I addressed any of you human dog crap. Famous last words. This is the last time I address you when nobody asked you to address us. You did it on your own because you're in Kuwait. It was late at night. You're lonely. You're angry about something or a bunch of things, and you need someone to take your anger out on. You're a coward, Chantel. You're not going to take your full anger out on Salah. He's your only lifeline in Kuwait. Without him, there wouldn't be anybody around to get the food. And he's a healthy male. He can easily just walk in the house, grab his stuff, and go. And you'd be stuck there all by your doggone self. You wouldn't have him around to drive you back and forth to the airport or anywhere. He is your only lifeline. In the 2 years that you've been there, you haven't even learned to speak Arabic, or at least conversational Arabic. You're all by yourself in a country that is not your own, and you depend on him. So you make sure to not go too far with your anger. But you'll rage on Girl World because all of us, we are where we are. We're not there physically in front of you. If any of us were face to face, you wouldn't have anything to say because you're that much of a coward. So that's the community post from Chantal. Is there anything else? Let's see. I'm just looking. Mrs. Robinson says, rise and shine, people. Someone woke up fresh and happy this morning. Cutie's in a desperate need of a tube of hummus and a family-sized portion of falafel. Scat man, get to work, you made. Yeah, good luck with that. Ghostcraft says, oh my God, yes, Chantal, you should totally do it. Herpel into Kuwaiti police station and tell them in your impeccable Arabic that you want a burger and I mean that SMB on the internet and say something you don't like, and then you should get your life without parole. And let Salah film you from the best angles. Yeah, go ahead. Go to the Kuwaiti police. Go there. Do that. Come on. Do it. They're going to look at you like you got 3 heads. So that's it, y'all. That's basically Chantal's little hissy fit. I love that the most for her, that she's having a hissy fit. I really do. So I'm keeping up with the news from Chantal, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.